Okay, so the things that the enemy is tormenting your mind about, God has a solution for it. Okay, again, the things that the devil is tormenting your mind about, God has a solution for it. So I'm going to be very transparent with me. During my restoration, even the reconciliation when me and my spouse were actually like reconciling and things were looking on the up and up, Satan would literally attack my mind with the what ifs. What if this happens again? What if something else happens again? Or what if he does it again? And when I say that I would lose these battles, but let me help you understand something. The enemy would attack my mind so that I could say things to my spouse to hinder the repairs that God was doing between me and him. And I did fall maybe like 2 or 3 times, and we talked about it, and he made it very clear. My husband made it very clear what his intentions were with me and what he wanted to do moving forward. But because I had trust issues, I needed God, okay? And I had to go to God, right? Because my spouse is not the source. He is not the one that could provide me peace to my internal battles. He's a human being, and that's unfair to put that type of responsibility on him. So I had to go to God about my internal mental battles. God made me let me know, like, this is the devil. And the things that the enemy was tormenting me about, God would have me go into prayer about these things. God would have me go into prayer about my fear. God would have me go into fear. I go into God would have me go into a prayer about my fear of the abandonment and the repeat and the cycles. And I'm telling you that the devil can't torment you where God has given you peace, okay? If God is giving you peace, the torment is gone. When God gives you peace, he gives you a certainty that all is well. That is why you put your trust in God. That is why your mind and your confidence comes in God. This is where we learn to break the curse, because curses happen because of our unhealed trauma, our lack of knowledge, causing us to make choices that are not conducive to the progression of our destiny that God desires for us to have, right? So curses are just patterns. They're the same thing happening over and over again. But when these spirits come to try to raise up against you, this time it's different, because now you have a certainty and a leading of God to help you overcome these things that kept you in a cage for so long. Okay? So when you talk about mind battles, baby, I know all about it. Sorrow was my life for a long time. All right? I grew up with a lot of heartbreak. Had a really good childhood, but it just seemed like I always was a crier. I cried over everything. And I had this sorrow about myself, friendships and relationships. And as I got older, the sorrow turned into anger. And then the anger turned into rage. And it was because there were some things inside of me that was missing that only God could do. I could talk to a therapist. There's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. But that actual work, it really came from the Holy Spirit helping me to heal whatever that thing is that was inside of me. Okay. So I really pray that this video encouraged you. I want you to know to pray about the things that's tormenting you. Even if you feel like you messed up with your spouse, go into prayer about it. The devil wants your mind to stay stuck on what you did. The word says there is no condemnation for those who love God. That means that God already knew what you were going to do. He had already created a solution for you. And when the test comes back around, you know what to do. God is a loving God. He helps you get it right. All right. He helps you get it right. He's a God of a second chance. He helps you get it right. Okay. If you are new to my page, my name is Raven, and I am a person that God uses to help women and now some men stand and fight for their marriage restoration God's way. All right. I provide a lot of understanding that God gives me, a lot of wisdom and revelation that God gives me and has given me through my experiences. And I want you to know that I do have an ebook called Restoring Harmony for knowing how to communicate when your spouse is rebellious. So I have an ebook specifically for you if your spouse is rebellious and you don't know how to talk to them. You don't know how to get to them. You don't know how to cause them or how to respond to them in their rebellion. That book teaches you everything you need to do and how to walk through it. I also have another book called Uprooting the Other Woman. This book has saved a lot of marriages. Reviews are all over my page. And I want you to know that that is in the link in my bio. And with that, you will get a discounted ebook called Praying Him Through a Double Mind, so you know how to pray for your husband's mind, okay? Especially if he's double-minded, all right? All of these books is inspired by the Holy Spirit for me to write, and a lot through my experiences, okay? So I want you to know that those resources are there in the link in my bio on TikTok. Also, if you're watching me from YouTube, go to the top of my page. There's a link that has my website, and you will see all of my one-on-one calls, calendar, and ebooks, all right, to help you during this time. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.